Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hold Fast, the LARP podcast. I am one of the hosts, Tony Preston.
And I am your host/producer, Erika Tobin.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
How's everyone doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you're all good.
Yeah, hope everyone's great. By the time this episode comes out, we are approaching the very first game of Epoch on the Rock.
Yeah, the May event.
Yeah, we are going to be heading out there. Okay, I'm just going to make a little prediction. We all know that I'm not too organized when it comes to anything. But I'm going to make a little prediction. By the time this comes out, it should be the Monday before game, so we'll be heading out on Friday.
All right.
So, hi everybody that plays Epoch. Can't wait to see you on Friday.
Yeah.
On today's episode, we wanted to talk to you guys about new season resolutions. Everybody has a New Year's resolution, and the LARP season, when it starts up, feels like a new year. So why not make some resolutions for that as well? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right, girl.
Oh, thank you. I love being right. So this season, how do I put this? Last season I wasn't at my best. Mainly because the weather was so awful, and I just don't do. None of my outfits are prepared for the cold, which is stupid because we live in Newfoundland and I should be prepared for that. It just wasn't my personal best season. It was a really good season overall, but personally, I felt I could have given a little bit more. So I've made a little list of resolutions here of things that I hope I can improve on this season. What about you, Tony? Do you have anything you hope to improve on this season?
As far as myself, I suppose a couple of things, but as far as Kron goes, yeah, I've got a couple things.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so my first resolution, and I kind of touched on this already, is have fun in spite of the weather.
The very first thing, eh?
Yeah, because that was the thing that just totally held me back last year. Also, I was really disorganized with packing, but that's a whole other resolution. Yeah, so like I said, like we live in Newfoundland. The weather's so unpredictable. You can't bet on anything. So rain or shine, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to plan. I'm going to pack extra clothes. I'm going to pack extra warm clothes. If all my clothes gets wet, I'm going to have backup. If it's cold, I'm just going to make the best of it. And I'm still going to try and do my best to have fun, even though I hate being out in the wind. And I don't mind rain so much, but the wind and the rain, and it's like freezing cold, and it's July, and it's supposed to be fun and hot. Don't like it.
Yeah, I hear you there. I'm not a fan of the wind. I don't mind the rain. I don't mind getting wet. But damn, I hate the wind.
I hate taking down tents
in the wind.
And the rain. Oh my gosh. Okay, so last season, every Sunday it rained. It like you could go out and it would be like decent weather and you'd be like, okay, like we're doing it. And I love camping. But yeah, like you'd put up your tent, you'd be ready for it, and then by the time Sunday came, you'd be taking down your tent in like hurricane weather. It was the worst.
Yeah, it was a really wet summer, especially on the LARP weekends, unfortunately. But you got to admit, given that the last few games were ocean related and sea critter related, it was kind of appropriate.
It actually kind of fit, yeah. I didn't think about it like that. But it did kind of fit now that you mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah, have fun in spite of the weather. I'm just gearing up. I'm bringing lots of warmies, bringing more blankets, bringing more protection, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have a good time. Don't care what the weather is.
Yeah.
My second resolution, and maybe you can touch on this one with me. I don't know. I think you're pretty good for this one. My second resolution is interact with characters that I typically don't. That's
actually one of the resolutions I had. Well, I guess for me, but I was going to say Kron too.
Yeah, but like there's so many cool characters in game that I'm like Verbena, for instance, or even I interacted a little bit with Father Francis last year.
Yeah.
Who are other cool characters? Malva. Malva is a really interesting character.
Yep.
Haven't talked to her that much. Like, there's so many cool characters in game that I'm like, oh, they're so cool, but there's so much going on that it is
hard to get around to some people occasionally.
Yes, it's so hard to
especially with when players have more than one character and they're switching in and out and you don't really find enough time to interact with the ones that you want. Not that they don't have great secondary characters, but like the list just keeps growing of characters you want to interact with.
Yeah, and like I'm also famous for like if there are certain areas of the grounds, I should say, or like the campsite that I prefer to hang out at. So when I don't go into the inn a whole lot, mainly because I'm not on like the main food plan, and like that's where people who are on meal plan usually go to like get their lunch and stuff like that. I don't want to interrupt and be that girl. So like I usually tend to stick around the same areas. Nah, man, I'm gonna go explore. I'm gonna see some people. I'm gonna talk to some people. I'm gonna find out some dark backstories. I'm gonna share my dark backstories.
Yeah, that's one of the resolutions I had for Kron. I don't feel like a whole lot of people know Kron's backstory that well. To be fair, it hasn't really come up a whole lot, but I want to, hopefully by interacting with more people and more characters, that maybe some of his backstory will come to light, and I don't know, strike up a conversation with someone.
That's one thing. Oh shit, I think I've been echoey this whole time and I just fixed it. That's one thing that I have, but yeah, that's one thing I noticed in game. My backstory didn't come in until my 3rd season. Like nobody knew what was going on.
We sort of touched on it in the last episode where really by taking initiative and talking to other characters and other players and whatnot, you might be surprised at just what kind of stuff comes up in conversation.
100%. Do you have any characters specifically that you're like, I want to dig in there and see what's going on? Like for me, and maybe this will just get your memory jogging a little. At the end of the last season, I started talking to Father Francis a whole lot about his backstory.
I was actually gonna say the exact same thing.
It's really good, and I'm not going to give away anything about his backstory, but it's loosely based on something, and it drove me nuts because I was like, I know I've heard that somewhere before. And I was like, where is it? And then I figured it out. But yeah, he was diving a little bit into his backstory, and then no spoilers, something kind of major happened to Oren and therefore Asher.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of ended. So I would love to get back to that chat with him. Who was I just about to say? Like I mentioned, Verbena. Who I think she only came to like half the games last year, and then she ended up moving away.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But she's coming back. Yeah, the player. Yeah, and she's coming back, I believe. I'm totally talking out my butt right now. I might be wrong about that, but I think her character is so cool. Like, it's really hard to, and we touched on this last season a little bit. It's really hard to play a mean character. Or a very like stern and how would you describe? She's not even broody. She's just like
who, Verbena or Asher?
Verbena.
Oh,
she's intelligent and she's just like, I don't even know how to describe her, but anyway, she's just a very like stern, kind of like mean character, and it's very hard to play those characters and not let it get personal sometimes, but she does it so well. Like, she's very in touch with everyone that she's like, playing this character with, and oh man, she can just be so icy, and I think she's so freaking cool, and I really want to I want to be enemies with you, like be me, like what kind of like, I'm such a masochist, I'm like, be mean to me, like start some drama with me. But yeah, those are 2 characters particularly that I really want to talk to. Yeah. What about you? Sorry.
Well, yeah, no. I feel like I've hardly interacted at all with Father Francis, except for like, just occasionally passing him in the field, saying hi and greeting each other.
But he's such a like holdfast mascot now.
Yeah, mascot.
So it's like you gotta talk to him.
Yeah. No. Every time we walk by each other, we always say hi. But I've never really had a good conversation with him.
Yeah.
Another character that I feel like maybe I should interact with a bit more as Kron is Morpha.
I was just about to say Morpha as well.
Because I don't ever really talk to Morpha. Like the occasional, I'm bleeding, can you help me please?
Morpha's so sweet.
Yeah, she's an innocent soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not really the type of character that Kron would normally interact with, so just to see what kind of interaction could happen between those 2 characters, it would be interesting to me. So I like to interact at least a little bit more with Morpha.
The person who plays Morpha, played one of my other favorite characters, Alfin.
Alfin
was...
yeah, something like that. He was actually... that character was actually at my... God, I think it was the second game that I was ever at.
Yeah.
I think it was when the Royals... No, that was the first game that I was at.
The one where you popped your shoulder out.
Thank you for that.
Sorry.
Alfin, I think, was the character's name. Was doing some sort of demonstration for the Royals.
And it was just completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's what I was like, that was the first time the person who plays that character, that was the first time I was like, I'm going to be friends with them on more than a game level. I need to be in their presence more often.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember exactly what happened, but it made me laugh.
What he did was the Royals came in.
Mm-hmm.
They were Royals of Kinevin. It's a big, long story. And they were looking for Holdfast to demonstrate, like, their best of the best. Like, what powers do you have? What can you do? Like, show us what you got, basically. And Alfin comes up and sits down in a meditative pose and is like, I can control the wind. And starts sitting there silently meditating for a few seconds. And all of us are looking around like, can you do this in game? Because a lot of us at this point are new. Like, this was a season when a lot of new people showed up. Like, this is my first season. And a lot of us are sitting there, like, waiting for something to happen. And this person just puts a thumb on their chin and goes, this has no in-game effects. Like, I'm just crazy. And we
nothing at all.
It was so ridiculous. So yeah, like, and now they play Morpha, who's a waterkin and is a healer, and it's just like a very sweet soul. I've talked to them very briefly. Asher's the water champion, and they're from the water plane, so they often, like, can I help you with anything, Asher? And like, oh wow, a water champion. Like, they're very cute like that, and just very sweet. So yeah, I totally agree. Morpha's a cool one. I feel bad because I feel like we're missing so many people.
Yeah, it's
but like, as a broad spectrum, I want to just talk to more people.
Yeah, me too. You know, one character that I very rarely interact with or interacted with, I'm not sure if that character's around anymore.
Whom?
Splosion Man. I don't think I've
Vadim.
I don't think I've had a single interaction with that character at all.
I've had interactions with him, but I don't know if it's possible to have a meaningful interaction with Vadim.
You want to buy some drugs?
He's just a drug dealing, splody man, really good character. I would love to talk to the person who came up with that character about where they came from, because I wonder, because it's the same person who plays Hugo. So I have to wonder if Vadim was just like a pipe dream that came out of Hugo being dead, or if it was something where a lot of thought went in. But love it. I think it's really funny. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it was a really unique concept for a character.
Yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, he's so good. Also, I'm hoping the turds come back.
You know, I never saw them in game at all.
I think I only saw them once, and I thought it was really good. So I would love to mention everybody right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm going through like a file list in my head of characters.
Malva. I want to talk to
Kron's had brief interactions with Malva.
Greyfeard. I don't remember what Greyfeard's girlfriend's name is. I know her name out of game, but I can't remember what her in-game name is.
Neither can I.
But I want to talk to her more. She's a really good like, oh man, there's so many good LARPers.
Yeah. Our little community is growing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And there's so many good ones, and it just really makes me want to step up my game for like how I LARP and how like good at it I am.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my next point, but continue.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, still on the topic of talking to more people, there's a good handful of new players coming in this season.
Really?
Yeah, because I know there's at least two that a friend of mine is bringing in.
Who's your friend?
Skyrius? Skyrius, yes.
Yes, okay, yeah.
The player who plays Skyrius.
By the way, for anyone out there listening to this who is like, why do they keep referring to the player who plays or this person? It's because we don't necessarily want to out LARPers who don't want to be outed, so we'll probably just refer to them as their character name or the player who plays. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Tony, but continue.
No, that's okay. Yeah, the person who plays Skyrius, he's actually bringing in 2 additional people. I think he said 2. It might have been 3.
Yeah, I think he told me 2 as well.
Yeah, and he's bringing in 2 new people to play LARP, and I think there's at least 2 or 3 other people that I heard about joining. So I want to be more like a more interactive with the new players.
I agree 100%. Especially as, and not to toot our own horns or anything, but especially as established characters and people who have been playing this game for a number of years, I could not agree more that this year I want to take more of an initiative to make new players feel welcome.
Yep, me too.
I think it's really important. I've tried to do it in the past, and I think I could totally improve on it.
Yeah.
I think you're right on the nose with that. But also, one thing I've been thinking about a lot is I want to improve my LARPing skills. I don't think I'm a great... I don't think I'm a great LARPer in terms of, like, the acting portion of it. Something serious will happen, and I'm just the kind of person who, like, when something serious happens, I start to smile. Because I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with any emotion that isn't laughing. So, I do that a lot, and I think I can often push away opportunities sometimes. Because I'm like... I'm doing this right now, and it's not something important at all, when really I should just be like, I'm dropping this and going to see what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Or even just like, taking up people on, or just interjecting myself into whatever people are doing. That's one thing. That's one of my resolutions, is I want to be a better LARPer.
Yeah. That is an honorable resolution.
Yeah. Well, I have a background in improv. I did a lot of improv in high school, and then I coached for a couple years out of high school, but then I kind of like dropped off with that. So
I feel like acting and improv is very much about if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing.
Exactly, 100%.
Because I also have a bit of a theater background in acting and improv and stuff, and before I joined the LARP, it had been so many years before I had done since I had done any of that stuff. So being thrust into that environment again was a little intimidating.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's really hard to get back into it. But after a couple of years, I've gotten a bit better. So I think I'm on the same page as you, is that I want to at least touch up my improv skills a bit. If
you guys are interested in us, maybe getting someone who's good at improv and getting them in on the podcast sometime to like give some hints and tricks, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know if you were interested in that. But yeah, like for example, of my bad LARPing skills, and I felt so awful because this person was giving it their all, and I was just like, I can't stay serious right now. Or I was trying really hard. I was very emotional, but I was like, I gotta laugh because this is awkward. When Asher and Oren got married.
Oh yeah.
The person who plays Oren, I don't know if he wants me to say his name on the air. I'm sure he doesn't care, but the person...
I'm sure we've mentioned his name in previous podcasts.
It's Alex. He doesn't care. He wrote this... I still have the paper that he wrote this beautiful speech. Nicest thing anyone's ever said to me in my life. Like this beautiful vows where he's like, I will protect you and like we will fight together for like the rest of our lives and blah blah blah. And don't get me wrong, I was crying. My eyes were well up. I was crying, but I was like I totally ruined the moment. I don't want to do that this year. I love dramatic role play, but I tend to kind of spoil the moments with a joke. So I don't want to do that this year. I want to be a better LARPer. I want to be a better LARPer. I want to be nicer to newcomers.
Yeah.
Not that I'm mean to newcomers, but I want to be accepting of newcomers and make them feel welcome.
Yeah, kind of like take over a mentorship kind of role.
Exactly.
Even though, like, this is only, this is our third season in this now?
My fourth season.
Fourth?
It must be your fourth season.
Yeah, I started the same year you did.
Oh, no, wait.
If you count I started in 2016, right? That was first year number one. 2017. 18, 19. This is
our fourth season, yeah.
This will be our fourth season.
Math is hard.
Oh, man. Simple addition. Shit, I can't do reverse math.
But yeah, this is our fourth season. Yeah, we should be sort of,
somewhat experienced, you think.
Yeah, because, I remember, like, interacting with people from different LARPs who... I'm not going to mention any LARPs because I don't want to like start any fucking LARP drama right now. But, different LARPs around the world or whatever. And, seniors in that community hoping that they would take sort of a like, let me show you around. Let me take you under my wing and whatever. And them just being like, that's not my responsibility at all. And it's not, but it would be nice, But yeah, those are two things I want to do this year. That kind of settles it for me for out-of-game stuff, I think. If anything else comes to mind, I'll just interrupt whatever's happening with it. In-game stuff that is happening that I'm so excited about. One of my characters, Sylvie, has been voted onto the council.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, so I really want to... Before... Sylvia I haven't played too often, but before when I've done any politics in game, it's just me with my loud mouth.
I ain't care.
Just like, whatever. I'll go to a town council meeting and be like, this is what I think. And I don't really run for council or do anything in an official capacity. I just sort of, speak my piece and then I go. But now I'm actually on the council, which is a bit more of a responsibility. I really want to do a good job. I understand that the council just gets the blame for everything and yada, yada, yada. It's fine. Really want to do a good job. Really want to take it seriously. Really want to be there for one of the major problems is people who are on the council having more than one character. They're not often there for any decisions being made. I really want to be there for every decision that's made. I really want to make good decisions. I really want to talk to a lot of townspeople about, issues they're having, yada, yada, yada. I just want to be a good council member.
So you think you'll play Sylvie more this season?
Oh, definitely.
Nice.
I think I'll for sure keep playing Asher in the night times because I enjoy fighting things and Sylvie doesn't fight things. But I think I will probably, be more of a, be more in Sylvie this season, doing my council business. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff.
Does Krond have anything coming up this season?
I
know you do.
I can't tell you too much, but maybe some more dramatic roles will be coming Krond's way that hopefully other people will get to interact with him during those roles. As far as characters go, I want to take a more defensive route with my experience.
Cool.
Because up until this point, I've been putting all of my points into offense.
Oh, you are just a machine. Just to get out of his way. Yeah,
just pump all those experience points into damage, which is fine, and I'm still going to keep doing that. But for now, I feel like I've hit a bit of a pinnacle in terms of what the amount of damage that I can do.
Right.
So I want to take a little bit more of a defensive route in my experience points, at least for now. And then after I'm satisfied with that, I'll continue to pump more experience into my damage.
Your plans for Krond, you're going to play him till the end. You don't really have any retirement.
I don't have any retirement plans, but I do have 2 ideas for characters once maybe I do get sick of playing Krond, but I just love playing Krond so much.
Do tell.
What, for my the other characters?
The new characters, yeah. I'm so curious to know what other, because from D&D characters I've seen you play as well, you do tend to play you love a barbarian.
Oh, do I ever love a barbarian?
So tell me about your other character plans. I have a new character coming in this season possibly as well, which I will tell you about after you tell me about yours.
All right. Well, the first one that I briefly touched on last season, I think, was my paladin character. And I already have a name picked for him and everything.
What's his name?
His name is Siegfried.
That's so funny.
Why?
Aaron is thinking of doing a...
Please tell me he's making a character named Roy.
No, not that. Oh my gosh. Do it. I'm not a paladin. Not a paladin exactly. I don't want to give away his character either. But anyway, a Templar-based sort of character, and he's going to name him Gregor.
Oh,
so you've got Siegfried and Gregor.
That sounds nice.
The Holy Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to do a paladin? So
paladin. So he'll be a knight-esque type thing, but he will also specialize in healing magics, light elemental magics, fire elemental magics for his smiting and stuff.
Cool.
I think it'll be a fun build.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's a great build. I mean, not a lot of people have done it either. Surprisingly,
I think a few people have attempted it, but just sort of swayed off the path a little once they found something else that they like better.
Yeah, well, I mean, when there's so many fantasy routes you can go, just Holy Knight isn't the most
I know.
Exciting build,
Well, I mean,
guess,
that's sort of what I want to do
with
with Kron, too, because everyone, I know a couple people at least, that start off with, I'm going to be a melee fighter, and then that's it. I'm not going to go into Magic, and then sure enough, they went into Magic. So, as far as I know, I am one of the few people that has strictly gone in the physical route. The only bit of Magic, quote unquote, that I have is my one level of awareness.
Interesting.
All of my experience, all of my.
Oh wait, is that for Kron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's for Kron. All of my abilities are melee, physical based.
Right, or enchanted weapons. I have a character. I have a character. I want to bring in this season. Hopefully, she's a fawn named Marigold. And she's more of a Beastmaster build.
Oh, yeah. I think you were telling me about this.
Yes. So she's... I don't want to give away too much about her because I don't want anyone to know, the end game with her. But, monsters are just fuzzy friends. She loves everything. That's kind of her disadvantage in life is she'll get herself in a little bit too much trouble because that big night yeti over there... I'm going to hug it.
Oh,
it's going to be my friend. So that's kind of her. You guys will have your work cut out for you. That's kind of her thing, though.
So she'll be sort of like a druid from the sounds of it, I guess. Are you?
Yeah, kind of druidy. Yeah.
Cool.
Just a little, probably just more stupid than your average druid.
Negative wisdom modifier.
I mean, like, some wisdom, no intelligence. None at all. But yeah, I want to play Sylvie more. I want to do a really good job on the council. And then with Sylvie, this season I definitely want to build her more in. She's a psychic. And I'm hoping I will have the experience to get her some enchanting abilities.
Like the skill enchanter?
The skill enchanter,
okay.
yeah. So I'm hoping to be the first psychic enchanter in game.
Dope. What are the requirements for a psychic enchanter?
You need 7 psychic states.
Is that it?
Yeah. But psychic states cost 10 each, so it's just
be
a
70,
ton of XP.
Yeah, it'll be 70 experience plus the 40
plus
for
the 40, so it's 110 experience.
Damn,
yeah. So
right.
it's quite expensive. I don't think there's any other psychic enchanters in game, so I mean she would be the first.
Yeah.
She has some business she wants to get up to this season as well that are that's outside of the council, but that's more of a Foig thing.
Dope.
And then with Asher this season. Asher's a big conversation.
That's a big question for a big conversation.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love her. I love that character so much.
Which is why I was surprised when you wanted to go more of a Sylvie route. But
Asher, though, I'm feeling like... How do I explain this? This isn't as dramatic as I'm making it sound. I have one big story that I want to finish up with her. And then for some reason I keep leaning towards maybe not retirement, but just sort of putting her to the side. And I don't know why I keep kind of leaning that way. Like, do I just feel like she's ready for that? Or am I just like bored of playing her? I really like playing her at night because...
When there's something to fight.
Yeah. There's stuff to play or to fight during the day, but it's stuff that I've, it's not like a Night Yeti or like a Hellion or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
you did real good against my critter last year.
Oh my gosh, Tony, that was the best. That's the stuff that I love to fight. Things that like have a mechanic and a way to beat them.
Yeah.
And it's like you're trying to like be a detective and figure out how to beat them, and then you put a plan into action and it either works and it doesn't. Love stuff like that.
That was great.
Oh my
gosh. You did
gosh.
such a good job. I'm proud of you.
That's me and Alex, like that's our thing. We love that shit. That's why Asher and Orin have meshed up so well. But yeah, she's I feel like I could totally I'm going to save up creeps this season hopefully, and either sometime during this season or next season clue up that storyline and then see where she kind of goes from there.
Okay.
Yeah, cuz I mean like during the day she doesn't really get up to much.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think you necessarily have to retire. The player who plays Timian hasn't technically retired him, but he's achieved his goal.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and he's out of the... Which, I don't know if I'll ever be ready to fully be, like, cast. Here you go.
Yeah.
She's in your hands now.
Well, that's what I mean when I say that I don't ever see myself outgrowing Krond, because I love playing him so much. I can never see myself just giving him to cast.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm sure eventually I'll want to try another character, which means that also at some point Crom will have to take a back seat to someone else. But for the time being, he's all right.
It's like your baby.
Yeah.
You know?
The first character you ever made?
You have, like, I have so many, like, good memories with her, and, like, I've spent so much on her kit. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like I have, but I truly have spent a lot on her kit just in armor alone. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like, when do you retire a character? Like, some people just retire characters like it's nothing. Like, they're just like, they've lived their life and it's, you know, that it's just done for them. And I'm like, my child! like, it's sad to me. Oh, listen, though, I've, like, prepared for her death. She's on her last one now.
I was going to say, you're on your last ritual-free death, so you kind of have to come to terms with the possibility that she could die. And from the sounds of it, it's gonna be a rough one this season.
I have no ritual-free deaths left. Like, this is, if she dies, I don't think we have anyone in town who has the ritual to bring her back to life. So I've come to terms with, like, what happens if she dies this season. I have some very dark plans. I was telling Jake about them last time. I'm not gonna. This might eventually turn into a story, so I'm not going to. Not going to tell it on here, but I have come to terms with her death this season, especially because you know, some people are planning on not getting out there to protect me as much as they normally do. So I gotta watch my back. Oren will always come out into the field and save Asher.
Always.
I don't have to pay him for that. It would be a pretty bum deal if I did.
Waifu, I'm here.
Exactly. I played my cards right. I married one of you fuckers.
Well done.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular coming up in the new season, story-wise, that you might be looking forward to?
Here's the thing. We kind of ended on a nicely wrapped bow last year with, like, the champion hearts and you know,
that was a solid year of grief.
It really was. Honestly, I hope we beat Jenny this year.
Jenny?
Yes. I hope she's just gone.
Oh, like that's all done and queued up.
I want Jenny's storyline. No, it's been a great storyline. But we have been giving it our all, and she's still kicking. No spoilers or anything like that for anyone that wants to hear Jenny's story, but she's still kicking.
Yeah, she's.
I would love to see that bitch go down. I love you, player who plays Jenny. I can't wait to beat her. I would love to see that ended, especially for Big Bun. I would love to see. I think it'd be great if there was, like, a game this season where he really just got to kick her ass. I hope we get Hellions back. When we when we closed the rift, it was kind of quiet on the front of Hellions and different stuff like that. I feel like I have such a love for things like that because my first games were you know, Hellions, figuring out Night Yetis and how they work. And I have so many fond memories there. So, like, it would be so sad, and I'm sure it'll happen, but it would be so sad if there were, like, new players coming in and they didn't get to see what a Hellion was like.
Yeah, that's...
I'm not even sure. Did we have Hellions at any point last year?
I don't know if we had Hellions. I don't think it was Hellions. We had the occasional Night Yeti, except it appeared in the daytime, so we call it a day
I
Yeti.
don't think Aaron has experienced a Hellion.
Are you serious?
Which is, I'm going to have to ask him, which is, like, that's
but
sad
he was around for the Apocalypse, wasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, right?
But that was that was Axis Super Seed, but were there Hellions? Like, I have the worst memory when it comes to last seasons. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the main force of the Axis Supersede came through.
Yep.
So I don't think any of the critters like Hellions came with it.
Yeah. I'm looking, but you know what? As much as I say that, I'm looking forward to new monsters.
Yeah, me too.
What they're all about.
I'm interested to see what Rob has crafted up for us, but at the same time, I'm terrified.
What's their deal? What are they going to bring forth? What are we going to have to fight? Yeah, I'm looking for, especially like the last conversation we had. I have not stopped thinking about it. For anyone who didn't listen to the last discussion in the podcast, the very first episode, go back and listen to it because there's some monster talk.
We gon' die.
Yeah, we all gonna die. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the way that like the Acts of Supersede storyline arced over. I'm sure it's not done yet, but I would love to see like a new story like that start.
Oh, I'm excited for two things this season. A brand new story.
Yeah.
A brand new doorway to more myth and lore and all that stuff. I want to see what the cast can bring forward. Yeah. But I'm also interested to see what they do with Marvel. Because as soon as we finished up our little thing with Jenny, who do you think rolled back into town but Marvel?
Marvel.
Saying, thank you for getting rid of the competition.
Did you know
At
Asher...
which point my ass clenched.
What a visual.
Oh, man.
Did you know Asher loves Marwal? Thinks she's
What?
great. Also, Asher loved Sugar and Spice. So
I
we
hate
had...
Sugar and Spice.
I love them. We had 2 Void and Essence witches come in, Sugar and Spice, that just toyed with us. They were, on an out-of-game perspective, just awful people. Just wanted to mess with us. We also have this sort of human-eating... I guess she's like a vampire?
We
Like,
call her a vampire, but
yeah.
every time we call her a vampire, she's like, how dare you call me something so low as a vampire?
Yeah, she's just like a...
But you're a vampire!
She's like
No, I'm not.
A human-eating cannibal monster lady.
She's definitely powerful.
Oh, very powerful. But Asher's whole perspective on all of we had like those 3 female characters. Sugar and Spice never killed anyone or anything like that. And Marwal, I don't think, has technically killed anyone. She's like, you're just mad because these are powerful women who you can't take on, and you're pissed about it because she's stronger than you. And they've never actually done anything bad to you. You just can't handle it. Like that's her whole thing. I had more of a reason for this with Sugar and Spice, but I'm the same way with Marwal, especially because Marwal saved our asses that one season from Gore.
What?
Yeah, Marwal.
Marwal was the reason why Gore...
Remember she came in and she like ripped out all of the like metal bits when we were all turned into like the the constructs? She saved us from being constructs.
I remember the constructs.
Yeah.
I wasn't turned into one, thank God, but
it was all Marwal. So Asher's
Oh.
like, she's not that bad. She's great. You just hate her because she's too cool for school.
okay, all
You're-
right. Yeah.
You're like, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck that.
No, I always loved those characters. Sugar and Spice. Spice taught me a lot of things. Awareness. Awareness too. She called me Puppet Baby. We had nicknames. Mm-hmm. Like, I love those characters so much.
It's funny because Krond had more interaction with Sugar, which was played by Sharon.
Who's far more
enough.
evil.
Yeah.
Just on an out-of-game level. Although maybe not. The person who plays Spice is, they often come in with characters who are just like, oh my gosh, I want nothing to do with them because they're so powerful. So I take that back.
The first interaction, no, it was the second interaction that I had with Sugar. I was just trying to mind my own business and walk away from her. But of course, she wouldn't have any of that.
No.
So she was like, I'm going to teleport you to my happy place. I'm like, what? Badunk, gone.
Yeah, but they're just, you know what? We loves a strong, independent woman. Asher is a real feminist. She's a real feminist hero. Well, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to all season.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to some good stories and some good episodes of this podcast as well. Mm-hmm. We're kind of like, we're in a good space right now where a lot of the stories coming up are like backlogged.
Yeah.
So we have things from last season that we're going to tackle now. So this season I'll be able to kind of write them a little better. I'll have more time to let the stories develop a little before we put them out into a podcast form. Mm-hmm. So I'm so looking forward to it. We got so much positive feedback on our last episode. So like, thank you guys for that. check out our Facebook page if you want to give us, any feedback at all, or you can rate us on whatever your favorite podcast app is to listen to. Yeah, like seriously.
I'm more. I would like people to actually start commenting on our Facebook page, or like sending us messages via the Facebook Messenger or something on the podcast page, and like just telling us either A, what they liked about it, or B, sharing some of their stories. Because I would love to talk about some of their stories too.
I love other people's stories.
I know.
Stories, so good.
You put it beautifully last year, how when people are telling a story about their characters, they actually talk as if they were the character. Like, yes. I hurled a freaking fireball. And I'm like, did you actually? No, but
I didn't.
My character did. And they always talk as if like they're in like the first person.
It's the better way to tell the story.
Yeah.
When you're like, I nerfed this guy for 16 damage across the field with my boffer arrow. Just doesn't sound as good as like, I put that fucker out. Like, it sounds way better. We should, hold on, let me see if I can find it. We should end off on what some of our listeners are looking forward to this season.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name names because I did not ask if I can do this. Have not asked them for this. We have, I can say some names here. We have Michael, who is our, he plays Dagrin in Big Tom. He was on our very last episode last season.
Yeah. He's
looking forward to, and I quote, to crush my enemies, to see them driven before me, and to hear the lamentations of their women. Normal stuff.
I love that man.
Not psychotic at all. We have the person who plays Morpha, who we were just talking about. They have a really good one. They say, and I quote, I want to improve my role play skills. I want more good role play experiences. Oh my gosh. Erika doesn't know how to read, apparently. I want more good role play experiences this year. I want Morpha to become a more interesting character aside from being a waterkin. In accordance with above, I'm going to do at least one ill-advised ritual. I could not agree with that more. I think it's a great idea every year, whether you're like an amazing actor or whether you're a newbie, to want to improve your role play skills to make the LARP you go to a better LARP. I think that's a great one. We have the character who plays Jaya.
Oh, yes.
Fire Champion. Says, they want to have a spooky good time, show off my new roleplay skills, and obviously some find out in-game stuff, some FOIG stuff. Oh, and hopefully do more casting. They want to do more casting.
Oh, they casted quite a bit last season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Are you going to do any casting this season? Do you have any plans?
Maybe. I've mentioned to Sharon that I could be available to cast when she needed me, but I want to be available for the night fights, because that's when the real stuff goes down. That's
when the good stuff goes down.
Yeah. I wouldn't be adverse to Friday night, maybe, but definitely not Saturday night. So, I don't know. I could get a couple extra creeps for role-playing a bit. Maybe a critter here and there.
I casted a monster once.
Really? When?
It was during the Construct fight.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, this was a few seasons ago, so it was like forever ago. But basically, a few of us were taken and we were turned into constructs. Mm-hmm. Long story. And within the first 30 seconds, it was like a night fight. Mm-hmm. So within the first 30 seconds, Pierre had hit me in the face with his staff. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like being the baddie. And then when I ran Haven, I got shot in the head with a Nerf gun at pretty close range. I was like, it's hard being a cast member. Tony, don't you laugh at me.
Listen, the amount of times I have been sacked, punched in the face or at some part of the head, or just brutalized or tackled while being a critter, I can't count.
I can take responsibility for at least half of those, because I've done all of those cast members, like in the nuts, in the sternum, in the face. Oh, in the head. Oh, especially with my arrows. In my first season with my arrows, I was a lot less accurate with them. The character who plays Verbena says, "Not die this time, hopefully." Relatable. Very relatable. One of our cast members says, "Kill. Help more players." Yeah, help.
Who said that?
I'll just show you their name. Oh, of course, right? Of course. And a lot of people said find out in game, but very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited too, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some stories developed. I want to see more interactions.
I'm just excited to like, just because oftentimes during the year, I'm a freelance worker and then I have a part-time job on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, work is always all over the place for me. And a lot of the time I need to make work happen for myself. So I don't always have the time to go to a lot of the LARP meetups that happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm just excited to like see people that I really do love and care about. And I think they're really cool. And I love LARPing with them. I'm just excited to see everybody again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're very lucky because, I guess not lucky, but in a way we are lucky. I'm wording this wrong already, but anyway, we're kind of lucky because we have a smaller community, and therefore we're a lot more tight knit. I find, I mean, more people than others, like obviously, but I find that we're almost kind of like a little family that just like once a month in the summers for 5 to 6 months, we get together and we all just share in this one weird thing that we have in common.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, whether you get along with everyone at your LARP or not, you have that in common with this person. And that's just like this weird bond that, it's hard to find that with other people in the real world. And you're going to like spend a whole weekend camping with these people. And I just can't wait to see them again.
I can't wait to camp with these people either.
I know. It's just like no one else, people that I have things in common with, and it's like fairly normal things. Like, sure, we have great bonds or whatever, but like this is like, I don't know. This is I feel like LARP is more special, so I'm just excited. Mm-hmm. I'm sentimental. I just can't wait to see everybody and to do some camping, do some good LARPing. Yeah.
Preach it, girl.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tony, do you got anything else you want to touch on?
I think that about wraps it up for me.
Well, in that case, like I mentioned earlier, guys, follow us on our Facebook page. Follow us on your favorite podcasting apps. Give us a rating. Come on and give us a comment. We have a YouTube channel. You can follow us there. Let us know what you think about everything, because we love the feedback, good or bad.
Yep.
And on that note, Tony,
Erika,
I will see you at game.
I'll see you at game, Erika.
I'll see you at game!
Game!
All right, bye, guys.
Have a good day.